Dallas believed Luka's lack of conditioning was directly causing his injuries. As a rookie, he the most shocking trade in NBA history. Why did the Mavericks trade Luka? By far, this is the most shocking trade in NBA history. Luka Dončić, in his prime, was just traded by the Mavericks for Anthony Davis and a single first-round pick. Let that sink in. Why would Dallas make this move now instead of waiting for the summer and exploring the best possible trade package? Why didn't they test the market with every team? Even Tristan Thompson weighed in, saying there has to be a deeper story behind it. And he's absolutely right. Trade details. Here's what went down. Lakers receive Luka Dončić, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris. Mavericks receive Anthony Davis, Max Christie, Lakers first-round pick. Jazz, third-team involvement, Jalen Hood-Schifino, 2 second-round picks. Before we dive into why this trade happened, let's talk about what it means for the Lakers. Luka is now pairing up with his idol LeBron James in Los Angeles. Vegas odds immediately reacted. The Lakers' chances to win the West skyrocketed from plus 5,000 to plus 950, jumping ahead of teams like the Mavericks, Rockets, Clippers, and Grizzlies. Now, only Denver and OKC have better odds. On paper, this is an amazing trade for LA, but for Dallas, it's downright suspicious. How do you trade a 25-year-old MVP candidate for a 32-year-old injury-prone Anthony Davis and a role player like Max Christie without even demanding all of the Lakers' future first-round picks? Something doesn't add up. LeBron had no idea. Reports say that LeBron himself didn't even know about the trade. He was out to dinner with his family in New York after beating the Knicks when news broke. The reactions were wild. Devin Booker was in the middle of a Suns game when a fan shouted the news at him. Book's response? Luka who? Luka Garza? He thought the fan was joking. Even NBA insider Shams Charania had to tweet, "This is 100% real," just to prove his account wasn't hacked. That's how unbelievable this trade was. Historically, the only other time an MVP caliber player was traded this young was Anthony Davis in 2019, but he had demanded a trade. Did Luka want out? Multiple reports state that Luka did not ask for a trade. In fact, he was eligible for a Supermax extension this summer in Dallas. Did the Mavericks think he wouldn't sign it? Were they afraid he would leave in free agency? This type of move has never happened before. The real reason behind the trade. ESPN's reporting sheds light on the Mavericks' thought process. Apparently, Dallas GM Nico Harrison personally called Lakers GM Rob Pelinka, someone he trusts from their years working with Kobe Bryant. The Mavericks were frustrated with Luka's conditioning and discipline, which they believed were major factors in his injury issues. A team source said there was growing concern over Luka's fitness and lack of effort on defense. We've all seen the criticism before. Luka looking out of shape, constantly complaining to referees, and struggling on defense. Remember when the Mavericks clinched the NBA Finals last year and Luka celebrated with a beer? GM Nico Harrison literally swiped it out of his hands. Luka's reaction was a mix of shock and amusement, but for Dallas, it wasn't funny. Brian Windhorst even went off on Luka after the Mavs went down 3-0 in the finals, saying, "His defensive performance is unacceptable. He is a liability on the court. That is why the Mavericks are not going to win." At the time, fans ripped Windhorst apart for that take. But you know who didn't? The Dallas Mavericks. They agreed with him. Luka's weight and injury issues. Dallas believed Luka's lack of conditioning was directly causing his injuries. As a rookie, he was listed at 230 pounds. This year, reports have him at around 270, a 40-pound increase, and it's not muscle. Luka has only played 22 games this season due to a calf strain. But when he got hurt near Christmas, the Mavericks' reaction wasn't, "Oh man, bad luck." It was, "This is your fault." They saw it as a result of his poor conditioning. Mavericks didn't want to be the next Pelicans or Clippers. By making this move, the Mavericks are sending a clear message. They don't want to be the Pelicans with Zion Williamson, constantly waiting for a star who never stays healthy. They don't want to be the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard, held hostage by a superstar who misses games at crucial moments. Instead of being stuck in a cycle of injuries and inconsistency, they'd rather cut their losses now and move on. Most teams are too afraid to make a move like this. Instead, they spend years dealing with an unhappy, moody superstar, hoping things will change. Clearly, the Mavericks decided enough is enough. Did Dallas get enough in return? But even if Dallas wanted to move on from Luka, why settle for Anthony Davis? Why not demand more? According to Zach Lowe, an anonymous GM texted him immediately after the trade. What a terrible deal. The Mavericks could have gotten 10 first-round picks or almost any superstar in the league. The only untouchables would have been Victor Wembanyama, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Nikola Jokic. Even the Warriors might have considered trading Steph Curry for Luka. Not saying they would have done it, but at least they would have discussed it. Why not wait until the summer? Why not wait for the offseason and get the best offer, because Dallas wants to win now. They don't care about stacking draft picks. They want to stay competitive, and they believe Anthony Davis, despite his age and injuries, gives them the best chance to do that. Nico Harrison told ESPN, "I believe defense wins championships. Getting an all-defensive center and an all-NBA player with a defensive mindset gives us a better chance to win now and in the future. That's why they pulled the trigger." Lakers' future with Luka. Now the Lakers have Luka and LeBron, but does this really make them instant contenders? Luka is currently injured. Meanwhile, the Mavericks actually have a more balanced roster with depth and shooting. AD and Kyrie Irving are a natural fit, but Luka and LeBron, both are ball-dominant playmakers. How does that work? And what happens to Austin Reeves? Do the Lakers need another ball handler, or should they use him as a trade piece for a big man? The verdict: if the Mavericks don't win a championship this year, this trade will go down as an all-time disaster. Luka's career scoring average ranks third in NBA history, behind only Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. He's one of the greatest defensive talents the game has ever seen. To trade him at 25 years old? That's worse than the Clippers trading Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Hornets trading Kobe Bryant for Vlade Divac, OKC trading James Harden for basically nothing. Luka must have been a nightmare behind the scenes for Dallas to say, "Let's just get rid of him." And for Luka, this is a slap in the face. He'll lose out on $116 million by missing out on the Supermax. So the real question is, will this trade be the wake-up call he needs?